let's go with some divergence right from go. Let's hope that one person goes Uncle and one person goes either Houlihan or straight Lumberjack Cave.
Alright, well, here we go. And we get that divergence. Ooh, powder in the
powder.
first. You've got powder already. Well, that's some safety the runners can have.
Indeed.
Arious looks like he's gonna go right up towards Uncle in the escape area. Ozzy's already looking like he's heading up towards Anxiety Cave.
Yeah.
Or Lumberjack Cave. Oh, that's an 8 palm drop. Nice.
Always nice when you get one of those early.
Absolutely.
Fortunately, the person who more wanted to see it wasn't the one who got it, but hey.
Right, yeah, but I would say Arious is out to
rupees.
That's a bug dropping red rupees. That is handy.
You pick those up every time.
Absolutely.
Well, I should make one exception, unless you've got a 300 rupee from your opening chests.
Yeah. If you're under 100 rupees at the start of the game, you're gonna pick those up.
Yeah. Arguably even under 150. Yeah, like he's even going back for more.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, now he's got guaranteed bottle vendor money.
Yeah, I would have said he overstayed a little bit there, given that there's another crab right here.
Yeah.
But hey, he's got lots of money now, and can't fault him too much for that. I'm also not sure where that green rupee came from.
I feel like the bugs drop those if you like pick up too many of the items they're dropping in a row or something. There's probably a reason for it, but
woo!
Hey, that is a mirror.
That is a mirror.
Yeah, and the worst thing about this bug next to the lumberjacks is that it tends to run behind the lumberjacks.
Jeez, item.
Well,
not a lot of directly useful items, but items nonetheless.
I actually missed what was on the lumberjack cave. Looks like a piece of heart. So, Quake Medallion, we don't know if that's going to be useful or not. It might be, but it also might not be. Also, Arious grabbed blue mail and didn't even notice it.
Oh yes, it must have been the chest in by Uncle.
Yes.
We were too distracted by the 20 rupees.
Yeah, we were. So the bottles vendor selling a piece of heart, a piece of his soul, if you will. Normally that's the other way around. You're supposed to sell your soul to the bottle vendor, but you know. Oh, okay. So we have powder and mushroom.
Okay. That's one way to do it.
Check. Looks like red crystal in desert, and I think that was a crystal in Tower of Hera. Yes, it was, and a blue pendant Eastern Palace. Nice. So we have potentials for fetch questy shenanigans from Go.
Yeah. The best part is we already have access to turn in the powder.
Yes, this is
once
true.
Once we get Dark World access, sorry, but
well, yeah, that's true.
Considering
the hammer.
Considering it's the hardest one to turn in. Ooh, silver.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, so we're not going to be having a silverless Ganon fight, as that's going to be picked up by both runners rather quickly. Ozipone dropping into the well. That's a hammer. So now we have access to Batcave.
Now we have access to Batcave. I also just double checked. Desert's a 6 crystal.
Yes. Ozipone just found the power glove inside the well. So we just need a moon pearl and we have Dark World access. I'm not entirely certain, but this seed seems just like it wants to get up and go.
Yeah, pretty much. We're not seeing egg of the seed unless moon pearl's on the pyramid.
Gosh, wouldn't that be something? Get all this cool stuff and then it's still an Aghanim seed.
Yeah.
Chat's already given up on the Agha hype.
Yeah.
Alright, so our runner's going through the village here. So, let's see. With what we've got set up here, after our runners are done with the village, where do you go?
Well, Ozipone apparently isn't going to do the race game in the library,
Interesting.
which is the typical first play you see there. Hard to say. Mini Moldorms is always an interesting one right now. I'd almost go to Escape with just Hammer at this point. But then again, depends on most people have practiced Bomb Moldorms enough at this point. Well, there's a sword.
Arious picked up his sword, so I think he'll go Mini Moldorm Cave pretty quickly now.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he will do the check south of the village first, but...
Right. Ozipone using that mirror to good use by block glitching and deleting that block from existence. Oh, Arious is actually going to hit up the Bat Cave.
Oh, right, yeah. No reason not to, as long as you have the magic, which he does.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like this play because the game gave it to you so quickly. Almost feel like it wants you to check this now. But then again,
you've always at least got to have a little bit in your mind the fact that if the fewer items that you had to get to unlock the item, the more likely it is to have an important item. Unfortunately, just bombs, but...
And of course, there's also the chance that Randomizer's just being Randomizer.
Yep. Hey, I'm still of the mind that I would love to see... I feel like we don't see enough of the fetch quest item. Well, maybe in these seeds lately because they've been 100% seeds, but that's a different issue.
I still have yet to see my dream of Moon Pearl being on the pedestal, but that's it.
Pretty rare for that, although we did have a seed with all Light World pendants the other day.
Yep, that's oh, flippers! Ozipone getting flippers out of Mini Moldorm Cave. And a book! So Desert Palace is open, not beatable.
Interesting with Ozipone saving and quitting there. Not really. I don't quite understand that play, given the fact that he's right beside all the water area.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I know where he's going. It was just inefficient, unfortunately, especially since the seed just gave you the item. It's like, oh, just gave me the item. I may as well go look at what that item unlocked for me.
Absolutely. Where was the bottle that Arious got that he was able to check security?
I assume it was also... Was it also on Uncle?
Must have been Uncle. Yeah,
We're bad at this job, lawyer.
Yeah. I like the idea of having knowledge. Now, there's no key in the back of Sanctuary, and looks like Under Sanctuary really had nothing useful. But as personally, I like the idea of getting knowledge. I know that some runners kind of view progress over knowledge, I think, since I've heard that argument before. But I just like the idea of, oh, I know this is a thing I don't have to do later, or something like that.
Yeah, because the one exception that most runners choose, of course, is Lumberjack Cave. Almost everyone does Lumberjack Cave almost immediately.
Looks like Ozzy's setting up a Houlihan room.
Yep, so I guess that was his main reason for not doing the... So he did want to get the Zora money before he did any flipper stuff.
I mean, that does make sense, because you're obviously not guaranteed to pick up another 100 plus rupees.
Yeah. But yeah, I think as Maple is mentioning here, I would have probably done Hobo and Ice Rod Cave still before saving and quitting, but maybe that's just... But that's of course, that's straight up preference.
Right, yeah.
Because that's by no means fast.
No, but that whole area in general isn't exactly like fast or efficient to check, but at this point...
There's one exception to that, which is if you actually get into Dark World access and use that to check Hobo.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh look, it's a flute!
The flute is on the Alea Island. Interesting.
And we have access to that with Dark World as well now.
Yes. We do?
We've got flippers, we've got hammer. We get Dark World access, we can get the mirror.
Right, now if we can get that, right.
Or the flute, I mean.
Sorry, I thought you said we did have that Dark World
access. Oh, no, we get access to it with Dark World.
Yes.
Okay,
that makes way more sense than what I thought it was. Never mind. Okay, so...
Yeah, flute totally gives us Dark World access, totally.
Somehow, yes. It's a Wizrobe seed, right? So,
The flute that Dark World locks gives us Dark World access.
That'd be amazing, actually. Ozipone, where's he gonna go? Is he gonna just? Yeah, he's just gonna right to Zora.
You know, if you had that well, no, it couldn't be flute then. But that desert ledge item when you have to go through Dark World to get there.
Oh man, Arious is he on Hyrule Castle's sewer?
I believe so, yes.
Because I didn't see where he ended up in the dark room. That's the only one I can think of.
Although I don't know what he's doing in the top left of any dark room.
He's probably looking for that rat to kill to get the key. There he is.
Okay, it's in the back of. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention to where he entered from.
So he must have found a key in the escape and is coming back down this way to see what's here. Meanwhile,
Yep.
there's the light. So this is actually not a sequence break for Arious, even though he may think it is.
Well,
because
it's in sequence for what we know. He doesn't even have the flippers yet, much less.
he doesn't, right? Yeah, he's got to get to Mini Moldorm Cave. But what I mean is that anything could be here because the whole thing's basically open.
Yeah, we know that this item could be who knows what.
Oh, Zora.
It could be Titan's Mitts, it could be... That sounded like he got the chest there for a moment. This chest is hard.
Can be,
The dark.
yes. There it is.
This is the hardest dark room. For many, I would say that, I would argue that's, outside of Aghanim's Tower, without Fire Rod, I would argue that's possibly the hardest dark room in the game. Is finding the chest in the middle of the dark room.
Indeed. Alright, so Arious is gonna go down and he's gonna do the dam and then the Mini Moldorm Cave, while Ozipone, it looks like he's actually going to go tackle Escape.
Yeah. And we're gonna see... it's a little interesting, actually, that Ozipone is also not going to Desert yet, because Desert is likely clearable. But of course, that's not... It's a fair option either way, because you don't have the boot. Death Mountain wide open? Oh yeah, you got Flute. So yeah, actually Death Mountain too. So yeah, you've got the whole Light World to go to. So... I'm a little interested in all the routing here, but...
Once we find that Moon Pearl, we can get
I'm about to say, nothing's a wrong route until you find out where the Moon Pearl is.
Absolutely. Alright, so if you're Arious, you're about to pick up your flippers, and the book. Where do you, I mean, we know what's in Zora, but trying to forget that for a moment, I mean, where's your number one place to go? Like, right from here.
At this moment, I feel like my number one place probably still is Zora because I'm right here.
Right.
And because I'm not, like, I know I can't get Zora himself, but unlike Ozipone, who is actually within an item drop of finishing it, having enough, then great, but Arious is not even close.
Arious looks like he's gonna do,
Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, lots of locations that we can go here right now.
Yeah. Those crabs hurt way too much. Alright, so this is going to be new information for us. We haven't seen this yet. Oh. Well,
that's not gonna be, my curse about Ice Rod Cave is playing in this seed at least.
Arious jumping in the water. Looks like he's gonna go at least, swim around Lake Hylia a bit here. Doesn't have enough rupees for Zora, which we know is completely useless anyway.
Yep.
But the question is, I wonder if he even goes up in that area. That lamp is up there, and obviously he doesn't know that, so...
Yep.
He's gonna go check what's on the island, see...
Gonna find out that it's Flute.
Looks like Ozipone's gonna go ahead and tackle the sewers. He's gonna have a lamp, so it's gonna be much easier.
Maple stuff, Houlihan's a little bit awkward to describe. It's sort of a room to prevent... that was designed, I believe, mostly to prevent soft blocks.
So, If I understand it correctly, yeah. So the idea is if Link gets off of like the vertical axis in the game and drops, like falls down a hole, the game doesn't actually know where to put him. So it kind of dumps him there. So it's a failsafe, as you said, basically.
And then
Go ahead.
yeah, so there's 225 rupees there or something like that?
Yeah, and it's called the Houlihan Room. If I remember, that's the last name of the like some person who won a contest to get his name in the game, something like that. Arious is
Anyways, and then it always exits at Link's house, which can be an interesting little teleport around.
Oh yes, exactly. Chris Houlihan, okay. I thought it was, I didn't want to say it without being sure. Arious only has 225 rupees. I wonder if he goes into... Yeah, he's definitely going to go into Zora and check the ledge, which as we know...
I couldn't see any reason not to.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't have flippers, I'd still make this check before leaving right now.
Oh, yeah. And there he is.
Here comes the Death Mountain for Ozipone.
Ozipone still without his sword from Sick Kid. He did pick up that bottle, so...
Yeah.
It's open to him whenever he gets the chance to go over there. So, as you said, Desert Palace is beatable as long as it's not boot locked. So I wonder.
Although I wouldn't put it past Desert to put Moon Pearl in that center chest, because I've seen it at least 3 times.
Yep. So the old man having all of a big red rupee. Looks like Arious is gonna make his way up Death Mountain too.
That's a decent reward at least, in terms of, you know, not like some like here's 10 arrows for saving me. It's like what am I gonna do with these?
Exactly.
I don't even have a bow.
Right. Yeah. Let's see what's inside Spectacle Rock. It's a piece of heart.
Yeah, I've seen Moon Pearl on the Death Torch in Desert as well.
Right. Well, I guess Tower of Hera is also completable. So,
yep. 100% completable with land for both people.
Whereas Desert Palace is a potentially, so I guess I understand why they would be going up here.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Ozipone is going to go ahead and check the tablet here, see what's inside of it. He can't get it because he doesn't have the Master Sword, and now he knows he never needs to come back here.
Time save.
Absolutely. Now, the only unfortunate thing for Ozipone is he's going to have to do this place with just the hammer, whereas Arious at least is going to have a fighter sword, even though I suspect both runners will use the hammer strats on Moldorm. Or never mind.
They won't.
Never mind at all. Ozipone's going to grab his sword, which we know that... Ozipone's going to grab his sword. We know that means Arious is going to grab his Master Sword.
Now, the one interesting point here, of course, is this opens up a Moon Pearl on Pyramid.
It does, doesn't it? Well, we still have, like, the whole east side.
We have lots of locations to check. But just noting that opens up Aghanim.
Yeah, that does actually open up Aghanim, doesn't it?
Yep.
That would be such a convoluted Aghanim. So apparently Hera Basement is required.
Yeah.
Ozipone doing the jar shuffle, looks like.
Why not? Whatever you want to do in this room is what you can do in this room.
Pretty much, because it's, what, like 90 seconds or something like that of this?
I'm going to assume it's 22 tiles of this, because, of course, all of those rooms that are forced on you are 22 tiles. Including the one that might be the 22nd item.
So Ozipone...
Hey look, it's a big key. We totally didn't see that coming.
Totally had no idea. Not a single clue that was going to be vanilla big key. And so Ozipone is still pulling out his hammer because, again, hammer is way better than, well, at least more powerful than the fighter sword. It does temper sword damage.
Equally importantly, it one-shots the beetles.
Yeah, 100%.
If it was a two-shot, it wouldn't be as important because you would just take the sword and smack them into the holes.
Right.
Have a faster swing and a larger arc.
I wonder if we're going to see a bomb jump here. Looks like.
Yep.
Alright, no, I don't know if is that enough? Yes,
It should be.
Oh, a cape!
Found both items. We super unlocked Ega. Now both players have Ega unlocked.
Oh gosh, you're right. It's like, hey, you know, if you didn't know you could go beat Aga, you can now go beat Aga. Though I will say, it seems like every time I get both, like, the Master Sword and the cape before, like, going to Aga turns out not to be required. So who knows? We're still looking. Literally, we're looking for that Moon Pearl or, like, boots to guarantee Desert Palace doesn't need to be or can be completed.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, Eastern Palace is still a thing. We got a lot of places left before anyone decides to go to. Because I'm pretty sure no one will go to Aghanim, like, right now.
I'm not sure there's a single item location in the game that you won't check before Aghanim. But both because, first of all, you're doing a one location check for Moon Pearl. And secondly, because every location is sort of within the realm of where you should be moving anyways.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes you go, Aghanis Cave isn't worth checking over Aghanim because of just how far out of the way it is. But since we've got desert access...
Yeah.
Who cares? You're going there anyway.
So Arius got the Tower Hera bomb jump too. I'm happy to see a lot more runners doing that. Honestly speaking,
I'm not consistent enough with my bomb jumps to bother. I'm like, if you fall once, it's not worth the try.
Right.
Like even being sent back to the start of the room would be bad enough. In that room. That was a bug net. Bug net on the floating island. That's not going to be picked up this race.
No, it is not. That is 100% never going into anyone's inventory.
With one possible exception, which is if someone finishes Ganon's Tower before the other person enters.
Sure.
Maybe.
That or if somebody just blind grabs it for no reason at all, but I don't think that's a possibility.
No, I don't think I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone do that location blind, because there's not a reason to.
No. So, a big heart container in the spiral cave.
Sick Kid has a sword.
Sick Kid has a sword, yeah. Alright, so let's see what's in good old Paradox Cave. What do we got? We got big red. Oh gosh.
That's the second two-chest cave that's had 2 rupees.
Okay.
2 red rupees.
So that's okay. We got 5 more items to go up here, so there's got to be something in here, right?
Not necessarily.
No, of course not. There doesn't have to be anything here. Nice bomb strats, I like it. 2 pieces of heart and a full heart container.
So 1.5 hearts and 40 rupees so far.
Okay,
60 rupees.
Hey!
The Cane of Samaria, which means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually not even sure that's a required item in this cave, in this scene.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's entirely possible that both Turtle Rock and Misery Mire would be can be pendants.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah. So,
like, we're not against the cane, just the cane has very limited use.
And right now,
before you have Titan's Mitts.
Right, and right now it has 0 use, so. Oh boy, okay, so, still on the hunt for that Moon Pearl. Ozipone has decided to go towards Eastern Palace.
Well, can't blame him too much.
No, 3 items inside of Sahashirilla's hut, and then possible 3 more.
Yeah, four locations in Eastern 5 locations? 5 locations.
Oop, bottle.
out of 6. Unless we get the bow in Eastern, just to top off the trifecta, we can do all the light world.
Arious looks like he's going towards Desert Palace, though.
Fair play. This is still worth 4 items.
Yep.
Agnes Cave up to 4 items.
Yeah. Agnes Cave, the ledge, and then the potential 2 inside Desert Palace.
Yeah. And also worth noting is, of course, the desert's the 6 crystals, so there's also value in getting out of the way earlier than later, if you can.
Indeed. So let's see here. We're about to get 2 new chests at the same time. Okay, not at the same time. Big key for Ozipone. And a heart container for Arious.
Take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always happy to see heart containers before 10 hearts. After that, it gets a little gratuitous.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what's on that desert ledge. That's a red ruby and a piece of heart on the on the desert ledge. Rivers, I'm getting a little little nervous here. We keep finding absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Just saying. So after these checks of these palaces, where else do we have?
At the moment, that might be it.
Yeah, I don't think we go anywhere else. No,
still plenty of items that they can throw at us, but there's only 3 total items left to find here.
Yeah. Well, we got
let's see what's on the torch.
Yeah, it's a big key there, so we've got at least this.
Come on, Arious, look at... Okay, good.
Wow,
no items in Eastern.
Done.
Piece of heart on the torch.
Piece of heart on the torch, so not
last
important.
Item in desert is gonna be our progression.
So this is going to be a key, and Desert Palace is actually beatable then.
Yep. So what items could we get? We could get boots. We could get
boots that would open up at least one more area.
Is it just boots and Moon Pearl right now?
Yeah. Yeah, because we got all the items out of Eastern Palace, right? So we don't need the bow for anything. That won't unlock anything.
The hookshot doesn't unlock anything right now. We have already got access to everything that we can currently get to.
Yeah. He's Ozipone going to Sick Kid, grabbing his Master Sword.
Won't be too sad about that.
Not at all.
There's the Moon Pearl.
Oh, nice.
Now, are you leaving? He is leaving. Interesting choice.
No?
Maybe he decided that he doesn't... Oh, he can't even... Well, yeah, he could save and quit if he wanted to. I think he forgot which exit he entered from.
Yeah, I think that's...
Many runners are used to entering from the mirror ledge because of how often you do that in the randomizer.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, so he's probably just going to go right up and kill... Because there's no reason not to just go kill Lemolas right now.
Yeah, not unless you're really gambling on getting the Titan's Mitts and mirror... Well, you got the mirror. Titan's Mitts and Flute, sorry, is what I meant to say.
Indeed. Alright, so we are now 100% certain this is not an AGA 1 required seed.
Yeah.
So that's at least a positive thing for our runners. They'll be happy to see that. Ozipone, he's actually going to go check out the library and the race game now, which he had neglected to do earlier. Although, considering he had to come back for Sick Kid anyway, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, there was just like a bomb upgrade on here. Maybe it was a piece of heart. It was something. It was a bomb upgrade.
Bomb upgrade. Bomb expansion.
I think Ozzy's going to desert. Of course, I think that's the only thing he's got left.
Yeah.
So Arious is actually going to save a lot of time by him having not gone into Eastern Palace. So I wonder if he's even going to make...
Eastern had nothing, right?
Eastern had nothing. Sasharilla had nothing, except Sasha had a bottle of green goo. That's it.
Right.
And Arious is pulling out the cane strands.
I don't think they're really all that useful when you've got a Master Sword.
Yeah.
I've sort of done this when I had just a Fighter Sword because of the fact that it does Fighter Sword damage and just gives me more chances to get more hits on them. I'm not even sure how useful it is, but I'm just like, whatever. It's not gonna take away my ability to do damage any more than anything else will.
Right.
Hey,
yeah.
you got a kill with a block.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, we're good.
It's actually the first time I've seen that with the cane. I like it. I didn't even realize that was the thing you could use the cane for. Very
Yeah,
nice.
you can use the cane to damage, I believe, anything that takes Fighter Sword damage from the Fighter Sword.
Nice. Alright, so Arious has the first crystal of the game, 30 minutes in.
Yep.
Oh,
Where
second,
we start?
Second.
Yeah, where are we starting the Dark World from? We're starting at whatever your current name for Hype Cave is.
Still, I call it Hype Cave only because it's 5 items. Plus, at that point, if you've reached there, that means you've reached the Dark World, so that's pretty hype.
Yeah.
But normally although with the way this seed is, there may be like 5 actual items inside there. Because I think we ran out of junk. We didn't.
Yeah, but we also have access to almost the entire Dark World as well. So
this is true. All right, let's see. Hyper Tribe Cave. I like that.
So one of the questions is, when do we go to Pod? Well, it depends on if Pod's a crystal or not.
Yeah, we haven't got a map check.
I've been sort of iffy on people skipping Pod for a while when Pod's a pendant.
Yeah. Oh, red mail.
Red mail. Half magic. Well, hype enough. It's not progression, but at least it's items. Get nice cave. Hey, look, it's a flute. Of course, it's why we're starting Hype Cave.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's yeah. Arious remembered flutes right there.
Save and quit, and time to go to Sanctuary.
And of course, he's going to activate that flute immediately because, of course.
Yeah. So these players are fairly close overall. Still, the main difference, of course, being Ozipone having gone to Eastern to do that check already.
Right.
The one unfortunate part about that is that, assuming we go to Pod at some point this seed, that can be done faster by Arious because he can do Pod and Eastern at the same time, including the Sahasrara check.
Right, yeah.
So we'll see how much that matters, if that matters. There's still plenty of seed to go, of course.
Oh, yeah, and unfortunately, we know that if he does
Can't do that, Arious. That doesn't work.
Can't go that way. Yeah, unfortunately, we know that if he does decide to check Pod or Eastern Palace and whatnot over there, we know it's pretty much entirely useless and a waste of time. But
yeah,
he obviously won't know that. So, and you're right, if he does do it, he'll be able to do it faster. So, that is a plus. Then, of course, we could always have the unfortunate event of this being a Master Sword pedestal seed.
Yep.
No. Oh, here we go.
Green Pod.
Green Pod, Turtle Rock Red, and Misery Mire. Yeah, Misery Mire are other red crystal. So basically, the the same dungeons in the light and dark world are red crystals.
Yep.
So,
we won't see Pod for a while.
yeah, no, probably not. Here we go with what you were saying earlier about people skipping it when it's a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a good play. Although most of the time we'll see what we find in here. One of the big differences here is the fact that the front of things like the front of Swamp are already open. Haven't found the hook shot yet, but it's unusual to have something like Swamp most partially accessible so early. Well, I'm not sure that we really wanted to see that. Was that the fire rod? I thought that was the ice. It was the ice rod.
Was the ice rod?
It was the ice rod.
Okay. So, I mean, oh, actually, no, we didn't need that, did we?
No, we didn't need that at all.
No. No, we didn't.
No worries there, Mike. And I could barely tell on the restream as well. I looked at the full stream to double check. Well, one of the few uses of the Cane of Samaria early.
Oh, that's a great use of the Cane of Samaria.
Yep, one of the three main cases.
Those
Huge. Huge. Yeah, hook are one of the coins. Or boots. But boots is only a 1 in 22 right now, of course, for being required.
So Ozzy gonna go grab his flute.
Yep. We'll see how much of a lead Arious gets here from that Skull Woods check. We'll see if that's matched or if we get something completely different.
Yeah, well, looks like he's gonna go Graveyard Ledge. Can't do King's Tomb yet. No boots.
Nope. Which player did powder already? Unless they both did. Did they both do powder now?
Arious did powder. I don't believe Ozzy checked it. Or is that the other way around?
Well, I wasn't paying attention when I think it was Ozzy went back. Was it Ozzy that missed the sword the first time around?
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing when he went back to
powder? Okay. Chad is reporting that Ozzy did go back and do powder, so they both.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. Looks like we're getting to get it. This is gotta be catfish, right?
Yeah. Well, and turning in the mushroom.
And the mushroom, yeah.
This is a pretty good route.
Yeah.
I assume we'll see catfish right away, but that's not a guarantee. But I don't really see why we wouldn't from here.
I feel like there's no reason to not check catfish when you're all the way up here already, especially because, if you wanted to just turn the mushroom in, he could have just fluted up here.
Yeah. Arious perhaps not aware that you can use the mirror and just go in and out of the switch the worlds and you're good.
Right, the mirror bonk, as it is.
Although I'm also not sure what the time difference is on walking away versus mirror bonking.
I feel like mirror bonking, it just feels way faster, so that's gotta be. It may not be a big difference, but it just feels better.
I think Arious is the one that already did Zora.
Yeah.
Ozzy still needs to go to Zora.
Arious did everything up except pay Zora.
Was it okay?
Yeah, because he didn't have the money when he went up there.
I just find that odd because Ozipone's almost 500 rupees ahead. I guess there was a 300. There was a 300 in Eastern, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Don't save and quit.
He's gonna go buy his life lesson from Zora.
Yeah.
Pay the Zora tax. Kaz asking what we mean by mirror bonking. That means when you're in the Dark World and use the mirror and accidentally teleport into, like, to terrain or something that the game can't let you move in,
Well,
it just immediately bounces you back.
It can go both ways, too.
Right.
Your portal can be left in a place where you can walk, you can end up going to a place where you can't properly bounce back to.
Yep. And, of course, that is always a fun thing.
If you ever see runners moving their mirror portal to one side of a door when they're mirroring across, that's the main reason why. Is because we've all experienced this time where we've walked out of the graveyard ledge cave, walked into our portal, and then got immediately mirror bonked because we weren't actually out of the cave mouth yet.
Exactly. The only place you can do that safely is Mimic Cave, because Mimic Cave is
the door on both ends.
Same spot. Yep.
You can actually probably do it in a couple other places as well, such as Agonist Cave.
Yeah.
But most of those aren't really all that relevant because both entrances aren't relevant. Only one of them is.
Exactly. Yeah, Mimic Cave is the only one I can think of offhand that has a relevant entrance and exit.
The closest secondary one would probably be the Death Mountain for Paradox Cave and Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah,
but they're opposite entrances, but they both have doors on both sides.
This is true. But then you normally put the mirror spot in between it because you're not going to enter both doors.
Yeah.
Chess game in. Ooh! Ether.
I was about to say, that may look like the validation arrow. It is not the validation arrow.
Yes, that was not the validation arrow. That was just a
that was a random prize from the chest game.
Yep. Alright. Area's taking into
oh yeah, Swamp would be another big no mirror bonk location. As well as Eastern, and I don't think you can mirror bonk in Eastern and Pod.
No, Eastern's a little further back is part of the reason.
Yeah.
So you're gonna clear out the rest of the village of outcasts here.
Yep.
With that hammer, we can completely clear out Thieves Town. So I like the play.
Yeah, I often advocate for clearing out most of the village of outcasts before you enter Thieves Town, but that's largely in the purpose of not having the hammer.
Right.
Because you don't want the hammer to be in Village of Outcasts, so you full clear except for the big chest, and then need to go to the big chest. Right. Feels awful.
Yeah, absolutely. And Arious finding a piece of heart. I didn't count or check and see if we had any other items, so that's just one so far. Thought I saw a compass, but I could be wrong. I may just be seeing compasses in my sleep. Alright, so, if we don't find anything else in Thieves Town, where do you go afterwards?
Well, my first answer is Pod. Surprise, surprise.
Yes.
Second answer is Front of Swamp.
Oof. And that's always a rough place to go into.
Oh, actually, sorry, I missed one of the big ones. Mire area.
Mire area.
Mire area is actually first.
That's a good point. If we've got the pendant, or the medallion to get in there, which we've got 2 of the 3. It would be completable, and that would actually open up Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, the other big option, of course, similarly, is Frog Quest.
Yep.
You can do the frogs, you can do the hammer, you can do you can do the graveyard ledge, or not the graveyard, it's the South of Grove ledge. Do Stumpy, that whole sequence, which leads to Front of Swamp, if you were interested in doing that play. But that's also easily startable whenever, because you can always just flute to 3 and then start that sequence.
Right, boom, boom, you're done. Yeah, and we also can go check the dark side of Death Mountain, although we can only check 2 items up there because we don't have a hook shot and we don't have boots to grab the
Yeah, a
one
little
item in
early to
Hook
worry
Shot
about that, given
Yeah.
that Turtle Rock's also a pendant, so we
Yeah.
don't need to know the medallion. Which is part of why I say Meyer now, because Meyer is a very quick check and gives you the medal.
Oh, that's right. Chad is reminding us. I completely forgot about this. We can't even get into Meyer, actually.
And
'Cause we
that's
don't have-
fine, because as I was saying, I'm more for just getting the 3 items you can get from there.
No. We can't even get in there.
Oh,
In the Meyer? We can't get in the Meyer because that first part, you need the...
no, I know,
green
but I
sword.
don't care about getting into Meyer.
Right. Oh, you're talking about the other area around it. Right, yeah.
There's 3 quick items,
3 items around
and the medal.
Yeah, we'll be able to see what it is. Checkerboard Cave, and I believe they call it Misery Mire Shed.
Yeah, Misery Meyer Shed, yeah.
Alright, Arious about to take on Blind, and of course the most important part of the run, the Blind joke. Oh, Blind hates insects because they bug her. Or her.
It.
It is good.
Although we can say her, given the maiden, but, that
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean... But being a shapeshifter doesn't always mean you have to
Right, yes,
shapeshift
exactly.
to your gender either, so...
Well, Arious taking Blind to task right there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the race is pretty close. I'm trying to think of what Ozzy's checked that... Or, sorry, what Arius has checked that Ozzy hasn't. Because
No.
Arius is still an Eastern Palace check ahead in terms of overall time.
Not only that, but he has the... Where was Ether at? Because he's got it and Ozzy doesn't. Was that in Skullwoods?
No, they
Oh,
both
the
did
chess
the
game. That was a chess game. Okay.
Yeah, okay, it was just a...
Yeah, Ozzy's got Eastern Palace and that whole area checked over Arius.
But there was nothing there, so Arius is sort of ahead by that check for the...
Right, unless he decides to check the area is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Looks like, I think he's going to go ahead and do Smith's. I feel like this is why you would come right here. No, okay, I see. He's going to
Digging
do
game,
the digging game first.
Which is always a good idea. So PSA for everyone. Even if you leave the chest behind, it's still considered a follower for the chest game.
Yeah, it is.
So you want to make sure that you do this before you do this.
No!
However, he's 3 rupees short.
Oh no, completely forgot about that.
It's one of those things that many runners... I'm not even sure how aware many runners are of the price of the shovel game.
Right.
You just so rarely have to worry about it.
Absolutely, he needs 3 rupees. So in this instance, he's gonna grab the froggy here.
And it's going to somewhat hope that the frogs aren't counterfeiters today.
Yeah, really.
Ozzy, on the other hand, having over 1,000 rupees.
He doesn't care. This is normal, right?
This is the normal situation.
You just walk up to the guy and like, oh yeah, this costs money, right? So I learned today that, you know that item dash we like to do for the peg case when you have boots?
Yeah.
I learned you actually have to have a sword.
You need
for
to have
that
a sword.
work. Yeah.
Or you bonk and don't do anything.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, so 50 rupees in the digging game. After
Fair
a long
enough.
dig for it, too.
I'll take it that the cave had 20 rupees because he's up to 97
Yeah.
now.
Yes. So now I guess the question is, do you go back and do that, or do you just leave it for now?
Yeah, and that's a big question because there's not really a great time to fit it in for the rest of the seed.
Yeah.
And we also know it's not necessary now.
Right. It was as necessary as saving that Smith one. Well, actually, we don't know that because purple chest may be a big thing, so let's see.
Yeah.
Looks like Arius is just going to skip digging game for now, which I can't really blame him.
Yeah, we've got some counterfeiters. Or we've got the Hyrule Mint, one or the other.
Yeah. Considering they gave you more, I'm gonna say it's the mint.
By the way, another quick PSA for anyone who has a problem with this flower ring and where to warp. If you do it right as soon as you start going along that angled edge, you cannot mirror bonk.
Oh, really?
Because the edge is the same for both sides. It's also the closest point to and you won't fall over the ledge because the corner is in the same spot on both places and the ledge is a little bit further up. So a great spot to mirror there is actually right along that diagonal ledge.
Today I learned. Very nice. Thank you, Spiffers. Good tip. Because I always try to just
guess.
I take like about a second or so to like make sure to align myself in an area, or just try to remember like, okay, just approach this from the top and it'll be fine.
So just in a similar notice here. So Ozipone could mirror bonk from the light world to the dark world here if he enters from the bottom or the right, which he made sure not to do as he entered again.
That's my normal MO, is just to put myself in a position to remember which way I need to walk back into that portal. Looks like we are going to get an ether tablet check. Oh, Bombo's tablet. This is Bombo's tablet.
Bombo's tablet, yeah.
Wait, where did Arious find a sword?
I don't know where Arious found a sword. Was it
in
the purple chest. It was in the lunchbox.
And now he's going to Mire, so he's going to learn very quickly what we need to get into Misery Mire.
Yep.
Or not. Wait. Oh, God, he just barely checked it. What was it?
Full restream, do you have me covered?
No!
No, I can't tell. It must be ether because I didn't see any yellow on the edge of it.
Okay.
There's the fire rod.
Nice. So that's gonna open up our Skull Woods. That's gonna open up Ice Palace.
Yeah, for now I'm assuming it's ether, but we might see, hopefully Ozipone will go there and prove it to us.
See, there's our mirror bonk right there.
Is that where you meant to go, Ozzy? No, he went one too far, or he didn't. He went one not far enough.
Are you just not going to Checkerboard Cave?
Guess not.
That's interesting. He's immediately going to go do Skull Woods.
Yep. Can't fault him too much on that.
Not at all. It was ether.
Okay.
Chad is talking about the pedestal stream dying. Let's see. It can't be the bows on the pedestal because both palaces we need need the bow.
Yeah, it's basically hookshot.
It's basically hookshot.
Or boots.
Or boots, but we don't know boots are required.
Yeah. Or 1 in 22 chance of boots.
Right, exactly. Gosh, wouldn't that be terrible if you saw the boots were like in the pedestal, decided not to get them, and then you needed them for Ganon's Tower?
Yep.
Oh, well, Checkerboard Arcade only had the red boomerang, so...
Not a big loss for Arious, although there's a decent chance that Arious is going to check it later. The one interesting thing about this check, I guess it lets him go do the pedestal check. Maybe this was part of the reason he did it immediately. Is the fact that there's no items left in Skull... Is there an item left in Skull Woods? No, there's not.
No. Well, we just got our pedestal check, and unfortunately, it's just couch cash.
Yep.
Ooh,
it's exactly what everyone expected it to be, basically.
Exactly. So, Ozipone actually going into Ice Palace.
Yep. Probably confident in his hookshot bomb jump. Either that or is just going to take the chance. But you never know what this could be.
Indeed. I always feel like Ice Palace has, like, the thing you need inside of it for some odd reason.
Because
At least with
the one reason why I do agree with I actually like Ozipone's play better than Arious is by virtue of what I sort of mentioned there, which was that we already know that Skullwoods isn't going to give us anything except for another crystal,
right.
which
so
doesn't really matter.
So you can literally do this whenever.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that the pedestal check was more his motive, though, as I also mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to really hurt him much.
No.
Ozzy's still going to have to do this at some point, and outside of getting the gold sword, which I don't think does any more damage to Mothula, it's pretty... Yeah, and we know we don't need that big key, so...
Yeah.
So it's all right, but yeah, no, Ozzy's definitely going to be making more progress. So he lines up that bomb jump.
Oh, so pixel high. No, it's fine. Okay.
You got it.
That being said, I don't know all the permutations of the Ice Palace bomb jump. I'm pretty sure there's actually a large variety of ones that work.
Oh, yeah?
Not a huge variety, of course, because you do need to clear that peg, but I think it's more than most people expect.
So, we do need to find the bow, even though the 2 dungeons that we need it for aren't required, but if I'm looking at this correctly, our current pendant setup does mean that bow could be in Ganon's tower, right?
Yep. And of course, my play that I mentioned earlier is still not happening, which was the pod play.
Right.
So I'll be interested to see if and when that comes through. And of course, the if being if it actually, the other part of the question of, does it actually have anything? Setting up a bomb jump. Actually, interesting that I don't think Ozipone did oh no, he did do the key, didn't he? Yes, he did. He did do the one. He did do the chest with the double freeze door.
Now, this is a bomb jump I have not actually attempted. Oh, and Ozzy gets it rather easily. So
yeah, not the hardest bomb jump in the game, but it's close. Got decent setups.
Yeah, that one always seems to get overshadowed by the quote-unquote Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yeah. No one has checked Swamp before Hookshot yet. No one has checked Palace of Darkness yet. No one has gone to Dark Death Mountain yet.
And, man, I've seen a piece of heart and 50 rupees in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
So unless...
And on top of that, because we don't have the Hookshot, we don't know how much of this dungeon we're really supposed to have access to right now.
Exactly. And the big key was in the first chest, so it was.
That's always an interesting case, because I find big key in first chest often does mean that we're going to find something of use in here.
Right. What that at least tells me is that the game wanted you to come in, or at least allowed you to come in here without that hookshot.
Yeah.
Because with that big key,
what are you doing here? Oh wait, Ozzy still needs to do that area, doesn't he?
Bomb jumped over that.
There's also that bomb jump. That bomb jump's nowhere close to as precise, and that one literally has a ton of setups.
We're getting a like a case study on the Ice Palace bomb jumps in general, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I liked him doing that one. It seemed almost entirely irrelevant. It would have been fast. I feel like it would have been faster to do the vanilla rando strat of sort of falling down through the doors and then going back in, or falling down to the room before
right
Cold Stare and then going back in. Just by virtue of the fact that he has to do this pitfall here to the big key.
Right. Which has a small key inside of it.
Fair enough.
So Arious going to go check the worst chest to check.
We're getting some health back.
That magic powder.
The other thing to note, actually, is that the Ice Palace bomb jump was actually of limited value here, because the runners were going to full clear anyways, and because they have the Cane of Samaria. There's little to no time loss in doing it that way and being able to fall down the normal way. What we talked about just a moment ago with how Ozzy fell down and just going to Cold Stare the quote-unquote vanilla way.
Right. But that did still go... Did that require bomb jumping over the hookshot gap?
Nope. Oh, yeah, it would still require bomb jumping over the hookshot gap. But if you're already confident in that, what's the difference?
I was wrong. Ice Palace had nothing.
Nothing.
Well, Arious got another heart container, so I guess that's a positive thing.
Something.
Yeah.
Still a crystal, of course.
So we ended up with 350 rupees and a piece of heart out of here, so that is unfortunate.
But as we were sort of mentioning, the plays that made a little bit more sense were going to be Pod and Dark Death Mountain. And we'll see which one of those we're getting here.
Getting neither of those, actually.
We're getting a mushroom turn-in.
Yeah, mushroom turn-in, he probably will buy like a potion, maybe two. I don't know if he uses green at that point.
Yeah. Probably hasn't. Half magic basically puts most runners in the realm of we don't care about magic, especially lately. I'm not sure about everyone else, but I haven't seen a lot of half magic drops in the last while, or they're like super late.
Yeah. Yeah, getting it as early as we have is actually kind of refreshing.
It's sort of like in V26 how powder always seemed to be in Pod, or in Turtle Rock, sorry. Like, I'm not sure about everyone else, but like, I swear, like 4 seeds in a row, I got it in the first 4 chests in Turtle Rock. And I'm like, okay then, Turtle Rock.
I commentated the scene where not only was powder in Turtle Rock, but then you actually had to find the ice run in Batcave.
Well, I've sort of been there, done that. Mine was I found the mushroom, and then I had it, and then that's where the ice rod was.
Yeah.
And that was one of the tournament races. You can go watch that race.
Well, so...
You can also see the fast return to Turtle Rock strats because I knew it was at Witch.
One of those things. The moment you got that, it's like, oh.
Well, not even that much of an more of a well. I knew it was either mushroom or ice rod. It was like second last chest on Laser Bridge. Oh,
okay.
And I'd full cleared the rest of the map.
Yeah, unfortunately for the other one I was watching, we got a pod.
Yep.
There we go. I thought Ozzy might have been going towards Spike Cave, but he doesn't really have anything to... Oh, he's got the cave. He actually could have done Spike Cave.
Yep. Not to mention the potions, which don't put it in logic, but put it in capability of doing it.
Absolutely. But he can only check 2 items over here. I'm just interested to see the decision making here.
And he'll get to see the Medallion of Turtle Rock, which is hopefully of no use whatsoever in terms of knowledge, but we shall see.
As you said before, Arious is now able to check both Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace at the same time, or one right after the other. So he can do this slightly more efficiently.
Arious using my favorite little, so That's my favorite mirror spot to get to Sahasrara.
Ozzy's going into Turtle Rock.
Okie dokie.
This was actually not a play I even kind of contemplated in my head, but
I sort of forgot about it. We can
yeah.
full clear Turtle Rock. Yeah, that was mentioned earlier. I'm a little surprised he didn't check Super Bunny first, but then again, he can full clear Pod either way, so what's the difference? He'll finish Turtle Rock and then go do Super Bunny Cave and save some time that way. Because I don't think there's really anything that would speed it up, aside from Butter Sword, that we could find before this.
Yeah, that'd be the only other thing you'd have that would...
The only other thing of note is we could find the Hookshot or Boots in Super Bunny Cave and then possibly find better items in Hookshot Cave.
Right.
Anyways, let's see which pendant dungeon is the play, guys.
That's a good point.
Or if any of them are the play.
Right.
There's still a couple locations left.
Find Hookshot in one and Bow in the other. The answer would be both.
Well, we don't... Well, right, we still need the bow. It could just might not be till Ganon's Tower.
Oh, well, yeah, the bow's going to be required.
So to Daichi, the Super Bunny Cave is called such is because it is the primary place where a glitch called Super Bunny is performed. In other words, if you don't have a Moon Pearl and you fall down a hole, the bunny then gives the ability to... I'm not sure if it's all actions or if it's just like the ability to actually interact with things. But it lets you actually get those chests as a bunny. So as the sprite that's supposed to be powerless.
Right, so we call it Super Bunny
because it's the only place in the game where it's really used. There's very few places, even in glitched categories, where they use the Super Bunny glitch outside of that cave. That's gonna be good. Oh, I still got hit by a chain chomp. Nice strat though with throwing the block.
Yeah, the delayed double hit. I like that. Thankfully, with Red Mail, the chain chomps only hit for like 2.
Yeah. Ozipone not bothering to heal up here. He's probably going to pull out the powder for the next room.
I believe Arious' bow locked out of Pod now. And it didn't have anything, so at least I didn't see anything useful out of it. And unfortunately, we know there's nothing useful in Eastern Palace here, so really just waiting to see if something useful comes out of Turtle Rock here.
Yep. And if it's the bow, that's going to be double troll.
Yeah.
Well, see, Sinhi, what would be more fun is bow in Turtle Rock and Hookshot in Pod.
Yeah, that'd be very trolly considering Arious actually went to Pod already.
Well, don't forget, we don't even need Pod before Ganon's Tower. Well, I think I just said Pod. I meant bow.
Right.
Although Pod is also accurate, technically. Maybe. We'll find out.
Got a Mimic Cave to check here.
Yep. I'd take a shovel in Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah.
And there's always a chance of Boots, because Boots always unlock two unknown items.
True. At this point,
as well as just letting people go fast.
Yeah. Yeah, Boots are almost a fetch quest in them themselves here. Finding his absolute nothing inside of House of Darkness. He's going up to Death Mountain too.
Not that he had many options left.
I was gonna say, I don't think he did outside of checking Swamp Palace.
Yeah, right. Friend of Swamp Palace is still a gamble as well.
Yep. Oh, that's right. The Boots will open Misery Mire. Keep focusing on that hookshot. Imagine finding the boots in Turtle Rock, and then the hookshot is in like the hookshot cave. Oh, Arious actually gonna go check Spike Cave.
Don't blame him too much for keeping early, but he's got half magic. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, he'll have enough magic left to do whatever he needs to do.
Yep. Oh, piece of heart. Alright, well, it looks like Laser Bridge is going to be where we find potentially something?
Yeah, it's not even our last chance. That's the best part. It could be on Trinex.
Oh gosh, it could, couldn't it?
Fat Fairy has not been checked because we still need Meyer to do Fat Fairy in the first place.
Yep. There's the hook shot!
All right.
Oh, that's the single arrow. There's our validation arrow.
So that's all crystals mode, right?
No, Trinex still has an item. But yeah, we can get all the crystals, but now that bow can be any place.
Now the bow can be anywhere. Well, it can't be in the back of Pod.
Correct. Trinex is still holding an item, though, and Ozipone says...
I wouldn't be... wait, oh right, Pod is green.
Yes, it is.
So Sahasrahla also can't have the bow, for whatever that's worth.
Right.
Technically, that's not saying anything.
Yeah, there are a lot of chests in Ganon's tower where that bow could now rest.
Including the big chest.
Including the big chest. Number 23, the one we never talk about.
Or 22.
That's true.
Heck, depends on where you find the big key.
Yeah.
If you're bowless into it.
Oh gosh, okay, so the biggest troll we have here, and thank you chat for pointing this out, if we have vanilla boots, and let's say the bow's in Ganon's tower, and the key's on the bonk lamp,
Yeah.
you'd have to get the bow out of Ganon's tower, leave Ganon's tower, get the boots, come back to Ganon's tower.
Seaman, you're not wrong, Seaman, about the changed bow logic. However, Arious has already checked it. Or sorry, was it Arious? Yeah, Arious has already checked it, and he's key locked out of it because of where the small keys were. So he doesn't have enough small keys to go past the first 3 chests in Pod.
Yeah, he is actually
or first 4. Did he also check the vanilla big key chest?
I honestly don't know. I thought I saw him dropping that way, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I also changed it so it can soft lock, but I don't think that's the case here. Not with how soon he was soft locked or key locked. Arious realizing that he did the wrong thing.
No knows. So the item on Trinex, not the bow. Hashtag not the bow. So, my goodness. I mean, there's no even point in trying to guess where that bow is. As we've said, it could literally be any
Feel
place.
free. Everyone can feel free to guess where the bow is. Just recognize there's no logic to it at this point.
Exactly. It can be any place.
To be fair, there's not a lot of any places left.
Swamp Palace feels like the place.
Or Misery Mire.
Yeah, I'm calling Swamp Palace. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'd
actually start with Mire though.
Oh yeah.
Because of the fact that it's only 2 items is actually the biggest reason, and because of how much faster Go Mode Swamp is than most Go Mode Mires.
Right, because for the most part, Go Mode Mire is let's check pretty much every chest in Mire except maybe 1.
Yeah, let's find the big key. Is all that's called. Where Swamp Palace is called, let's get 3 small keys total and go all the way to Arious without opening a single chest.
Exactly. Hey, there's Bombos.
Hi, Bombos. No one cares about you this seed, I don't think. So, what does Ozzy say?
Let's see.
Ozzy says swamp.
6 items going to swamp.
Yeah, Mire Swamp Pyramid. Yeah, especially because after you finish Swamp, you're in position to do the Fat Fairy.
Right.
Would be another reason why I'd say doing Mire first makes a little bit more sense in this situation.
Indeed. But yeah, we could be in a situation where our runners have finished all 7 crystals and still aren't actually in go mode.
Yep. It's not because of a sword, which is normally the reason.
Right. Yeah, we saw that earlier today.
Yep. The other reason that's more usual is actually the hook shot.
Right.
Because the hook shot's only required for 1.5 dungeons, I guess. It's only required for 1 dungeon. Let's just leave it at that.
Except that one time you completely forget that that's the only way I've crossed the Troll Dorm 2's cavern.
Yeah.
Not saying I've done that before.
Not to mention the only proper way into the map room in Ganon's Tower, I believe is what it is.
Oh yeah, to get across the snake, yeah,
Yeah.
fire snake room.
You can bomb jump there, but bomb jump's never in the logic.
Alright, so our first item in Swamp is the map.
Yep. So
Sure,
I don't expect to see anyone starting left side here because we are 1 item from go mode.
Right.
But it is important to note, of course, that we are required to do left side if we don't find the bow here, or we're gambling.
Let's see, I did say I did call, I think it's gonna be in here, but
And really, if you're making this play before Mire, you need to full clear it.
absolutely.
Because as we sort of talked about, this is actually more of a gamble than starting with Mire first.
Right. Because yeah, as you said, if that bow's in Mire, you just waltz through this place in like 1.5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So from this point forward, you hookshot over here, you grab this key, and then you just go into the boss area.
Yep.
Arious is not going to be all that far behind, honestly speaking. And really, I think the big choice...
It could definitely come down to where the bow is.
Exactly. The big choice, I think, coming up is if he goes to Mire and it's there.
Yeah, that'll save him 3 or 4 minutes, potentially, depending on what's where.
Oh.
The other reason I like Argus first is because I feel like it takes less time to do Argus first, then come back in almost guaranteed. And does do left side first, not find the boss key until at least like the waterfall room, and then have to either decide to backtrack or come all the way back into the dungeon to open the big chest.
Right.
Yeah, I find that a little bit odd too, Cindy. It's probably because of the skill required to do it. Although to be fair, some of the other ones are also very a lot of the other major glitches are also very timing heavy. So
what we found in Swamp Palace so far was 2 very soggy explosives.
yeah.
Since
Oh look, a compass.
and a compass, so now we can find our directions.
Yep. So now we're just gonna sort of hope. Now we're just gonna sort of hope for speed's sake that Argus has the big key,
Or just the bow.
or just the bow. We'll take either.
Nice. He is not going to kill Trinex. He got his hookshot and he's gone. I don't blame him for that. He's going to Swamp too.
All these people that just don't like Mire.
I guess.
I don't know what everyone's hatred for Mire is aside from the cutscene room.
Honestly, I think it's fighting Vitreous without the bow.
Fair enough. But with Cape and Tempered,
Cave tempered and half
And
magic.
half magic,
God,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you'd make fast work of that anyway. So let's see if Arius decides to do the same routing, or if he decides to clear left side first. I have a feeling he'll do the same thing, as that route not doing left side seems to be prevalent. And as you explained, is actually a good idea.
Yeah, especially with one item to go mode. And it's a crystal dungeon, of course. That's an important note as well.
Right, because you actually have to kill this.
Yeah, if you didn't have to kill Argus to complete the match, then sure, go left side first, make that gamble. Because you're just looking for one item, but this is different, of course.
As it turns out, more. So we've had 3 items in here have been triple bombs.
Dud Bomb Swamp.
Yeah, really.
Or Dud Bomb Palace, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how useful those bombs are going to be, considering, you know, they're in a swamp. So we've still got a few chests to the left to check in here, 2, if I recall correctly, and they should both have items. Because I think we found the map and compass already. Alright, time to see what Arius is going to do here. Getting kind of antsy here. I'm watching this. It's like,
You know?
watching the buildup of Ozzy going. Oh, and there was a bomb extension in here too. So we had 3 packs of bombs and a bomb extension. So.
Yep.
Okay, so Arius is going to go up and kill Argus now. So let's see. Not the bow. Last
One
check.
more. We know it's an item.
The vanilla big key is not the bow. So Meyer has to be your next stop, right?
Yeah, there's no reason for Meyer not to be your next stop at this point.
Right, and Ozzy still actually has to beat Skull Woods. I completely forgot that part.
Yeah.
But we know he knows there's no item in there because he already got the 2 out of her. So he's just waiting to do that. You know, whenever he can just go mode it or just run up there and crush it.
I'm not sure if did Ari not do Hookshot Cave.
Must not have. No, he did not. He did not because the small shield was in there.
Okay. Yeah, unless it got eaten, but I don't think there's really been... Is there even one of those on the way here?
No, I don't think so. Not on the path he took to get here.
Oh, right, he didn't beat the boss. He just went out to the legend.
Yeah, no, he did not beat... Yeah, he didn't beat Tridex. No, yeah. Alright, so, 2 items inside Misery Mire.
Well, and to be fair, Mykins, it's actually not an awful decision. The only problem is you don't know if you're in go mode. Like, you have to full clear both dungeons. But you know that the bow's not required for anything left that you have to check. It's only required to get through GT.
Which is a cave he's actually going to pass on the way up to Ganon's tower, so...
Exactly, so he can... So it's not going to be a huge issue in terms of that. Now, granted, if it did end up being the shovel or the boots in there, that could be a problem.
Right, Alright, so the first chest in Meyer holding a key.
Unsurprisingly.
There's another one.
Also unsurprisingly.
I feel like there's a lot of item locations in Misery Mire, and only 2 or 3 of them are relevant.
Yeah, if we include the big key, yeah.
Exactly. And yet there's so many keys. So many keys. And I feel like there's so many pointless keys because I feel like you don't need all of them.
Well, you don't, and of course that's part of. It's actually interesting that part of the anti-soft lock logic in Misery Mire requires the logic to sometimes put a key on Vitreous due to early items potentially key locking you. We are going to do cutscene room immediately.
Yeah, and we found a shovel as our first item.
Yep.
So, if we don't find the bow in here, is that the first place you go look before going up to Gen's tower? In fact,
yes.
Do you clear everything else before going up to Ganon's tower if you don't find the bow? Or do you just go into Ganon's tower, figuring there's 22 item locations in here?
How much more is everything else, though? Like, we've got the shovel spot, we've got Hookshot Cave.
I'm not
for Ari. Like, what else do you have to check?
I'm not entirely certain what else they have left. Overworld-wise, I feel like we've covered a lot of it.
One player might not have done Catfish yet. I can't remember if both have.
Oh, Ozzy got that big key, but he's got one other chest to look at.
And of course, this is an interesting point where you can gamble either way. You can make the gamble to go straight to Vitreous, and granted, and so you could skip the big chest here because the big chest is actually a fairly lengthy check right now.
Yeah,
not a hugely lengthy check because obviously this is going to take.
Well, I completely forgot that
15-20 seconds.
All right, I completely forgot about that other chest right there. So we're good. Ozzy finds a compass. Yeah. So still one item left in here.
Yeah, so the interesting idea is the fact that as soon as you find one item, especially when you get 2 keys early, there is a very good chance that Vitreous has an item, and not junk. If there is an item in one of the first 2 chests, that my decision making changes there.
Interesting.
Because of the likelihood that Vitreous actually has it. I don't know the full key logic for Misery Mire. But because of the fact that I know Vitreous can be potentially required to hold a key logically to prevent soft locks.
I am learning a ton just by co-commentating with you. I like it.
Good times.
You know, Arious is going towards Misery Mire himself. And again, I think this is great just because it's a crystal. You know you've got to do it anyway. He did not check Checkerboard Cave, which, as we discovered later, was fine.
Yeah. Also, I wasn't thinking about this earlier. Bird toss? Did we get a bird? I don't think we got a bird toss. Ozzy.
Are we going to get one?
No. Denied.
No, at least we froze the bird, though. That's okay.
Yeah. There was one seed where there was a 4-way race one time where the ether was in the mire shed for Ether Mire, so no one got to bird toss because everyone was coming from Mire shed.
Oh.
Really sucks to be that half-heart down in this room.
Right.
Sword beams just help so much in this room.
That they do. Although, when I found out that Ether actually kills the Wizrobes, like, oh, well, that's an interesting thing.
See, this is where I just YOLO and walk onto... I do what Ozzy's doing, basically. Even if I don't have the cape, though, it's just like, whatever. Do the damage. I'm gonna kill you before you kill me.
Here we go. Wait, that isn't an item either?
Did he not get the one on the rope across the rope bridge? Whatever it's called?
No, he must... Chad is saying he did not get the chest on the left. Above the torch. Oh.
I'm pretty sure he got that one.
Pretty sure he got that one, too. big. No,
I'm more expecting it's the one like south below the slug room you don't need to go through. The one that you need to lift the skull to unlock to press the button.
Yeah, press the button one. Yeah. Which is unfortunate that that's the one that got missed.
Yeah, because it's the one problem about gambling, Vitreous, after you've already hit the blue switch, is that you have to come back here to hit the blue switch to unlock pretty much every other item location in the dungeon.
Right.
Almost every item location after the first two is either locked by blue switches or you have to go through that room anyways. One or the other.
There you go. Here he is. Finds the bow!
It's the bow.
That's the bow!
That probably accidental gamble. It's gonna cost Ozzy a decent amount of time. Arious mirroring. Forgetting that Misery Mire is a crystal.
Yeah. Kinda curious on that one. It's been like, oh right, I have to beat this place. Crap! So, Ozipone is in fact in go mode. He's gotta run over to Swamp Palace. Not Swamp Palace, Skull Woods.
Yep. So we're gonna be pretty close to tied here.
Wait. Did he do Skull Woods?
Let's see. Let's wait for that start menu check. He might have just realized it.
He just realized it. Okay.
He didn't do it yet.
Oh man. I was gonna say, like, please don't get up to Ganon's Tower and then be like, why is it not opening?
Arious might actually be ahead right now. I think he is.
Did he find the big key? Yep, he must have.
I hope so, because he also mirrored out, so I don't know what he had. I don't remember where the big key was.
He doesn't have the bow yet.
He does not have the big key.
He doesn't have the big key yet either.
He has the bow. He's the one we found the bow on first.
Right, yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah,
mirror was not a good idea there, Arious.
Yeah, that's the...
This is a dungeon you do not want to mirror out of.
Oh, yeah. I think that may have just put Ozzy back in the lead.
I would say so. Well, even just not having the big key was probably enough. I can't remember where the big key was. I think it must have been in that left side chest we were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, both of our runners appear to be a little dizzy, which is okay. The seed has been a thing. Yeah, I think the big key was right above this room. No, or was it in the
Oh, that was the shovel.
Big key in
right.
Big key location. Cutscene room.
So Ozipone is definitively in the lead at the moment.
Yeah, because he's gonna make probably quick work of Maltula here. Ted is talking about we still have the chance for boots to be required, but even if boots are required at this point, like
they're in back of pod.
Yeah, either in pod or Ganon's Tower itself.
Yeah. Or in the shovel spot.
The shovel spot, Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Don't mirror.
Arious! That's not how you get around Mire. This is not pod strats.
I don't understand. Because, like, literally you just walk over to that room and then you teleport right there.
That's as close as you can get to being. That's the closest chest to go moding it aside from, second chest. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't. That witness rope's actually too far away to slash from there. Anyways, well, since Ozipone is making his way up the mountain correctly in go mode, let's start. Chat, please get your guesses in for the chess guessing game. The big key in Ganon's Tower can be in one of 22 locations. We are going to take your guesses based on the order that Ozipone picks them up, unless for some reason Arious beats him to it. Yeah. Get your guesses in. So, Lawyer, what's your favorite location or number?
My favorite location is oh gosh, it's never actually tile room. I never wish tile room on anybody. But like right side compass.
Okay. I like going with number 8, which trends to in original strats goes to the fire bar room.
Yeah, that was nice too. Like myself a good old randomizer room every so often too. So the big downside to not having boots here is that there is some shortcuts in Ganon's Tower that our runners are not going to be able to take because they can't bonk jump off of them.
Or are going to be required to use a bomb jump to do it instead of a bonk jump.
Right. Well, Arious is going to have a much better time, well, much better, slightly faster time on Vitreous, considering he does have silver arrows for this fight.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, not a hugely different time, because...
No, not a hugely different time. Ozzy did that fight pretty well.
Yeah, he did the spins pretty well. He didn't quite do it optimally, but it was not too bad. But that was picture perfect. That was 0 cycle.
Absolutely. So Ozzy is going full right side.
Ozzy going right side, yeah.
I've heard very few people ever advocate taking out tile room if you're going to go right side. I always wonder, I'm like, that feels like a very bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think there's... I'm not sure there's ever really a case where it's worth it. Like, you'd have to have a really good read on how good your opponent is, and what plays they should have made by now.
Yeah, I would think the only reason you would do that is if you were outright gambling that you were behind.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Behind, but close enough to bother with that.
Right. Oh!
Vanilla compass, everyone.
Hey! I don't know, who randomized this? How'd that get in there?
To be fair, the first key sanity I saw, I think the first 4 big keys were in their dungeons.
Alright, here we go, everybody. Bonk lamp time, let's see.
Moment of truth.
No, it's not!
Bob lives.
Bob lives. Just a piece of heart, so... Part of me would absolutely believe if Ozzy said the reason I didn't go left is because I didn't want to see what was on there.
We're past my number. Is that 10 now we're at?
Something like that. I lost count.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're at 11.
There we go.
Ozipone not wasting any time, remembering which way he has to go without boots, although getting bumped, causing him to waste time.
Well, Arious can make up some time here if he goes full left side.
Yep. Or potentially full right side.
Yeah.
Depending on where the big key actually is.
Yeah, I don't feel like I see a lot of people just fully clear the right side. I feel like if they go to the compass room, they just...
Although that being said, that's more of the gamble that you'll see people make if they feel behind, more than the tile room first. You'll see people go right side to Armos. And that's part of the reason why you don't often see tile room first, because there's so many different gambles you can make that help you speed up significantly, that aren't based on one location.
Oh, Arious is actually going left side.
Yep. So unless he's doing Dark Magician strats, this won't hurt him.
Exactly.
But did he start left? He did start left, didn't he?
He started left, yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably doing Dark Magician strats, so...
Now, how far does that go here?
This far. I believe. I believe they just go this far, so we just want to see the big key not there. Okay. So Dark Magician strats won't be a huge time loss.
Right. Yeah, it looks like he is doing that route, because he's gonna go... So he's gonna clear full right side then, right?
most likely. There are some runners who will do a modified Dark Magician who will just do those left 5 locations and then go for Dark Magician strats. But I think that play is better done by going all the way to Rando Room and then mirroring. But that's also sort of silly.
Right. But if he clears the full right side, and it looks like the big key is either going to be...
So everyone, here's one of the strategies to use for this room if you don't have boots.
Right.
Light that torch, you can see the pathway.
Yeah, that's where that one bonk jump comes into play real nicely there. But
Yeah.
this is just nice, easy stroll over some invincible glass. So the big key either going to be... We got like, what, 5 chests left, including Bob's here?
Yeah, so it could be Tile Room still. Tile Room hype is still alive. Or it's one of the 3 after Ice Armos. So we finished 18 chests already. We're on to chest 19 as the first chest after Ice Armos. No, oh! He missed that by a hair. Wasn't a big deal. He got it real fast on the comeback. And Arious is doing the full right side.
Yep, so if that... Oh,
it's Tile Room!
Alright, which one of you in the chat guessed Tile Room? Because that's where we're going.
I think the better question is how many of you in the chat guessed Tile Room, because that's where we're going.
Exactly right. Number 22 is our winner. Unless we've missed something someplace, but I kind of doubt it.
And unfortunately, Ozipone almost definitely not going to check Tile Room before he goes all the way to Rando Room.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which is where, unfortunately, Dark Magician strat loses even a little bit more time over where we already were.
Right.
Have we found any items of interest in here?
I haven't noticed a single thing. Arious actually pulling off the bomb jump. Oh, didn't make it.
True, cape strats are really easy in this room. Put on the cape, hold the wall.
There is our big key. Oh, we found a shield. Chad informing us we did find a shield.
Okay.
So that is of some note.
Yes, Tile Room is 22. And while you're doing Tile Room, you must wait for 22 tiles to fly at you before you get the chest.
Yep. So Ozzy has started his ascent up Ganon's tower.
So we'll double check here. Oh, he is gonna do the.
Is he?
What?
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely. He's just gonna do it.
He's gonna get a little bit of time back here. It's unfortunately probably not going to matter. I think he's far enough behind, but this is just a Ganon fall or two from even.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is definitely not impossible. But Ozipone's to lose.
Very nicely done first room of the gauntlet, though. Ooh! Hits that skills to the arrow. Having problems with the second one. Get shot in the back by a laser.
So one thing I'm going to mention right now, before we even really come to, we're a couple rooms away. There is a bunny beam, the room before the Landmolas 2 refight. If you powder it, you do get a fairy, but you also trigger the Landmolas to spawn it at about the same time, instead of one after another. However, with a tempered or butter spin, you can one-shot them by getting a double bounce between all 3 Landmolas if you do it right. So we may see, well, we are seeing a fairy there. Now we're just going to see silver strats. No swag sword spin. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's just holding the sword out so he can aim better. So so powdering that bunny beam actually affects Lamolas. That's interesting. I did not know that.
If you powder that, be aware that you are going to spawn all the Lamolas at the same time, and if you have a butter or tempered sword, you probably want to try to do a spin in between them all first, because if you get the timing just right, you can bounce between all three of them and get basically an insta-kill.
Nice.
That being said, if you're really good, you can also one-cycle the silvers even with the instant eruption.
Right.
Or actually, I'm going to call it somewhat good and somewhat lucky. Because, of course, it does depend on where the Landmolas go.
Right, there's a little bit of RNG as far as, like, which direction they all spawn and jump off to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Ozzy not getting the one cycle here.
But he gets a fairy.
He does get a fairy, so he's at full health.
He gets a fairy for no additional time loss.
Exactly. There he is. Ooh, taking a lot of damage. And he used a potion earlier to refill his magic up. Well, actually, he used it to heal himself so he could do the bomb jump. Oh, Ozzy taking a step off the side.
These narrow rails can be difficult on occasion. They're very difficult to recover from if you do get a step off. Hopefully Ozzy remembers to take a magic refill in the next... Well, actually, that might... Is that 4 shots? Yeah, he's gonna take the magic refill, just to be safe.
Yeah.
That might have been 4 shots.
It might have been, but I feel like it's not worth it to find out.
Well, you can make your own gamble, because it's also a very small... It's a relatively small time loss to fall down there and just grab the magic potion, so... Everyone can be their own judge and make their own call on that one. Just realize it's... You could argue it's a bit of a gamble either way. If you have enough, if you had enough, you don't need it for anything anywhere else. If you didn't have enough, then... Now you have to fall.
He's having a little bit of problems
okay, we're okay.
Too.
So one more hit. Oh no! That's not gonna count. We're killing Moldorm 2 again.
Double KO, yeah. Alright, there we go.
He also forgot to switch to hook... Well, quote-unquote forgot.
Right, since you can't pull your menu down when the enemy like that or a boss is exploding like that.
Yeah. To be fair, as much as most top players like to have that pre-done, I'm actually not sure what the time save, if any, is on doing that beforehand versus after.
Yeah.
Aside from if you like frame perfect the hook shot.
Right. Alright, we are into our Aga 2 fight.
1, 2.
Oh, almost. I think he had it lined up.
This
and then
is awful.
This is terrible. There's
I think that was just... I'm pretty sure that was just one.
That was
just only bounced back the distance of one, didn't he? Yeah. That's not going to be any.
Oh, here we go. Get at least one here.
3.
Oh, that was 3.
2, 1, 3.
Nice.
And Arya starting the Moldorm 2 fight.
He's not too far behind. Pulled out his hammer.
Yeah, not sure about that. Like, to be fair, it's harder to hit the head at least, so you're not... But you're also much more likely to just miss.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, 2103. We got all four possible hit numbers.
There you go. So Ozzy has dropped into the Ganon fight.
So definitely, as mentioned before, this Ozipone's to lose, but we are a fall behind. We are a fall from this race being equalized or in Arius' favor.
Absolutely.
Ozipone getting a real nice spawn here, though. He's going to get all the hits he needs.
Yes, he is.
Six spin hits, which just takes 3 spins in that location, which is really nice.
minutes so far. 3. Or 5. Meanwhile, Ozzy, one more hit on him.
Having lots of teleports to deal with.
And asking if you found the silver arrows in the light world. We sure did.
Got the lamp glitch. That could be a double or a triple. I don't think a triple, but maybe. No.
Yep.
But
And
that's gonna be it.
Do it.
Just don't fall off.
That is going to do it. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner and moving on to the tournament, Ozipone. As he... Okay, there we go. As he walks across with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 11 seconds.
GG Ozipone.
Got him indeed. Congratulations, Ozipone. As Arious drops into his Ganon fight.
Not sure if he has a fairy.
Certain as well.
Go grab a wall. Go grab a wall for a bit. Don't just stand there. Go grab a wall. Well, he should be okay for magic, probably.
Yeah.
And if he has a blue potion, he'll definitely be fine.
So Ozzy does not have a microphone. He will be joining us in the Twitch chat. Oh, he has a green bottle.
Fair enough. May as well use all those immunity items then.
Absolutely.
This is going to be an interesting torch glitch attempt. Got it!
Oh, nice.
Nope. Not sure which side of that... I'm not sure which side that was the fail. It sounded like it hit him, so I have a feeling that he was off the edge.
Yeah, had it been, but Arious gets it. Defeats Ganon. And in a second, we'll get his official SRL time. There he is, crossing the finish line with a time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 8 seconds. Basically, 1 minute, 58 seconds behind Ozipone. Nicely done to our runners.
Got him.
Got him too. And we're going to see if Arious is going to join us or not. So, still under 2 hours, but that seed seemed to take us, an hour 50, quite some time to get through all the nice mazes the seed gave us. But really, other than finding the hookshot in Turtle Rock, I'm trying to think, we really didn't have too much out of the way, did we?
No, the real trick was when did you go do that Turtle Rock dive?
Indeed.
Well, I guess the fire rod was where was the fire rod again? Because the fire rod was the big trick as well.
Fire rod was in Misery Mario Shed.
Okay, so yes, that wasn't too bad then.
And hello.
GG Arious.
We are joined by both our runners in the interview room here.
Oh yeah, GG Ozipone too. We won't be able to hear you, but GG to both of you, of course. And Arious, if you are talking, we're not hearing you there. Just so you know.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So, after checking Eastern and Pod, I was like, oh god, I'm so far behind. And then I was super stressed out, and then when I did Mire, it was so bad. So from there, I was like, I don't even care what happens, I'm just gonna do stupid stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm like 10 minutes behind now.
Well, and yeah, Meyer was an interesting one for us to.
I mirrored like 3 times.
Yes, you did.
And then I was like, okay, well, I'm obviously 10 years behind. And then I thought about doing Tile Room first just for kicks at this point. And I was like, no, I'll do Dark Magician strats because maybe I'll get lucky. No.
Yeah. Don't worry. Ozipone can tell you what he did in Misery Mire. Chat. Well, if you're in chat. If not, I'll just tell
I
you.
didn't. 1 second. I need to pull it up.
Because I think Ozipone's the best one to tell you what he did in Mire.
Yeah, I'm here. Wait. No, I'm not. ALTTP Randomizer.
Maybe. He's probably typing up the story. No, but it wasn't too bad, because while you did do... while Easter didn't do anything, Ozipone had done it much earlier. So it was sort of an interesting one, because we sort of saw you ahead for... you were ahead by the non-check of Eastern for a while.
He forgot the bow there? Oh my god.
Yeah, he checked every chest except for the chest where the bow was.
Yeah. But he was counting items and went back in almost immediately, right immediately. But then on Ozzy, this is something I wanted to ask you for certain. After Misery Mire, you then fluted immediately up to Death Mountain before finishing Skull Woods. We were kind of thinking, was that just a... Oops, I forgot to finish all the crystals. Yeah, that's what we thought happened. Ozzy is reporting.
I got excited too when I found the bow. I was like, I'm out. I'm like, wait, no shit. And then I was like, oh yeah, the big key.
And then you found the big key, and then you mirrored again.
Right.
Oh, I threw my hat. I was so mad. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Sorry, swearing. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
That's okay.
I played so poorly. I thought Tile Room was funny though. I was like,
right.
Yeah, it caught you up a decent amount.
Actually, did.
Of course, because you still had a whole, but you still had the rest of left side to do. So obviously, it caught you up somewhat.
I was totally gonna do Tile Room first just for kicks, and I should have.
Yeah.
But how can you really warrant that gamble in an elimination race?
Well, he beat me by 10 minutes yesterday or on Wednesday. I was like, I need something to go my way. And then my performance in Mire was like really gross.
I was asking if you found boots. Actually, no. We have no idea where the boots are.
Boots are probably in pod, might be at shovel spot.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. Big chest of Ganon's Tower.
Or that, right.
I forgot a chest at I didn't have enough money for the digging game, and I was like, yeah. I'm not going back to that. If it's there, I lose.
That was a really funny situation too, because we just commented how most of the time we have way too much money to do that. So you went there, you had 77. We're like, oh well, damn. And then Ozipone comes in 2 minutes later and has 1,000 rupees at that point.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, you know what? I completely forgot that it actually cost 80 rupees. I thought it was less.
I was like, well, I'm not going back for that. No. I was thinking about it doing that and then fluting with the chest later, but I was like, no.
If I remember correctly, all digging game had was 50 rupees, so...
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah, wasn't that what the Smiths had as well?
Yes. I was so annoyed by this. I was like, I hate all of you. I was like, I'm like, so now you're just teasing me.
Yeah, there was a comment in chat where they're like, how many times have you actually seen the 20 rupees in hammer pegs picked up?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I dipped into pod and Eastern Ozipone. I was like, I don't want to go up to... I thought to myself too, I was like, Turtle Rock's got to be the answer, but I don't want to go up there. I was like...
Now, that being said, pod was 4 chests? Did you do Vanilla Big Key?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We were sort of watching, because you were in pod the same time he was in Turtle Rock, so we're like, which gamble is the right gamble?
Of course I was wrong.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Pod's been the right answer so often in version 27. I can't fault anyone for going with the pod gamble.
I was like, not thinking straight though. I should have went straight to the back. I used the key to get Vanilla Big Key, and I was like, what? That would result in a... once I did that, I realized that it couldn't be there, because then...
Yeah, I was about to say, the advantage of doing it that way, though you don't get as many items, so you don't get the ability to sequence break, but you were down to 2 items at that point. It was just the hook shot and the bow you were looking for.
Yeah, and I realized the bow couldn't be there after that. I was like,
and so, and so the chance of the hook shot being there is almost gone.
Yeah, I'd have to find the bow and then the hook shot in that situation. I mean, whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm out of the tournament now. It was lots of fun.
Yeah, rough scene, man. But you play. I mean, seriously though, you were making some very good decisions during the scene. As much as I know you don't feel it right now, we were watching. And let me tell you, there's some things that at least I was thinking that, like, why was he doing that? Oh, because that actually makes sense, right? Good. The Turtle Rock. Yeah, I mean, I think at that point you didn't have much else to do except Turtle Rock. But
no, there was a couple overall, and I was like, nah, I'm just going to Turtle Rock. I'm like, it's good.
The one interesting point that I'll point out that we talked about fairly extensively as you guys got the hook shot in Turtle Rock was what's the correct order to do after Turtle Rock? Because one of the interesting things that I just want to point out as something to consider, if you're going to watch the VOD, you'll hear it as well, is potentially doing Mire first, because you know that Go Mode Mire is potential. Like in this seed, what would have been the difference between Go Mode Mire and regular Mire? Almost nothing with where the big key was.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Whereas and if you'd done Mire first, you could have Go Moded Swamp, which would have been a huge time save.
Yeah, I did not think of that.
And the other point that we want, and then of course the number 6 crystal being Mire was another point of that, but that's a much smaller point than.
Ooh, I didn't take that into consideration. I was just like 6, gotta go. So
yeah.
I just went.
But I mean, once you get, I mean, pretty much from Turtle Rock, you guys were following each other pretty closely. The only difference was after Ozzy finished Mire, he had to go back and do Skull Woods because you did that immediately upon finding Fire Rod, and he didn't.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it out of the way. Sometimes I forget it and then flute to the mountain.
You do exactly what Ozipone did.
I did that recently, so I was like, I'm just gonna go finish that right now. I just really glad I could participate. That was good times. I hope you win, Ozipone.
All right.
Yeah. So who's Ozipone get to go face? He gets to face the winner of Failstream and Sir Beater of Arse.
Well, chat, if you enjoyed watching this race at all, please keep in mind that these runners play not only Legend of Zelda Randomizer, but other games too on their own stream. So if you'd like to give them a follow, please feel free to do so. Also, shout outs to our amazing restreamer, Jay Copes for Life, and our tracker, who's Milkin? Is that right?
Mikins. I don't know if it's Mikin or Mikan.
Mikin or Mikan, not entirely certain. But Tracker did an amazing job today. Thank you very much. Shout outs to my partner today, Spifford the Griffin, right?
Grand.
Sorry. I didn't have it in front of me. I'm like, I'm gonna guess. And again, my name is Ben OPT Lawyer, and I think that's us signing out for this race. We have another one coming up at 9 o'clock. At least one.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if anything. We'll see what restreams get going there, but there's definitely races going on.
Let me rephrase it. One of them is definitely happening because I'm restreaming it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm restreaming both or one, so we'll find out. But
as a quick note, of course, the one of the races that is going on is the Sir Beater of Arse and Failstream, the race, which is one of the races that's going to determine who faces Ozipone in the next round.
Cool.
So that's going on at 9, and yeah. So if they're not restreamed, of course, you can always take a look at the schedule. I believe the schedule just. Yeah, so anyone can always look at the schedule there. We've got... Yeah, so we got some good times there. Oh, Jesus, I think you're restreaming both of them, OPT.
Well, actually, they're both gonna have restreams. I'm not sure if I'm doing both
Okay.
or if we're actually gonna split them up at this point. We're just getting word now, so we will have 2 races at around 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So,
Keep your eyes out. They'll be around. If you want to keep your eye on the schedule, it'll tell you what's going on. Eventually. Maybe. Probably.
Absolutely.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. We'll maybe see you later.